Okay, let's talk about another tech subject this morning. Apple, they are warning customers about longer wait times for the new iPhone ahead of Christmas. Trev, what's behind the supply shortage?
Yeah, I think this is hard for us in Australia to understand, but in China, COVID is still a lockdown scenario. So there's been an outbreak of COVID in factories that produce the iPhone, and that means that the workers there are essentially locked down. And so there's been workers trying to escape the factories, but the bottom line is it's drawn the factories to a halt, and that means there's going to be less iPhones produced. So over the next few months, there's going to be a lot less iPhones in the supply chain, meaning it could take you a lot longer to get the device.
All right, so Apple must now be thinking about, they've outsourced all their stuff mainly to China here, that they're going to need to rethink that whole supply chain.
There has been a bit of work done on bringing some stuff onshore to the USA, but nothing of the scale of the iPhone. So they've produced a couple of their computers in America, but the scale of the iPhone is kind of beyond anyone's real reasoning, and that kind of production can't be done at this cost in America. So it's going to change their supply chain approach. They may split things between other countries, but that's also going to take a lot of time, and it won't solve the initial problem of supply.
When you're talking about the cost too, a lot of these times they've been offered tax-free havens in these places to really keep the cost down, which means the workers in China aren't being paid enough. So does that mean if they have to actually eventually, let's say China stays in lockdown for an indefinite period of time with COVID, they have to do stuff in America, the price of these Apple products are going to go up even higher?
And that's exactly why products are made in China. Ever since I was a kid, the tags on toys said made in China because it's frankly and simply cheaper to produce there. Wages, all those things are cheaper there. And that's hard to argue and it's impossible to beat. So yes, if a different source of manufacturing needed to be found, it would drive the prices up.
Okay, so what is your advice then, Trev, to customers who were determined to get their hands on a new iPhone before Christmas?
If you're thinking about it, today's the day. Like literally start making calls to telcos, to the big retailers like JB and Harvey's, because there's a lot of places that do sell iPhones. There'd be a lot of stock lying around. It's a matter of accepting what's available, say accepting a different colour, and it might be a different configuration. It might be a higher capacity than the one you wanted. But I would look for what you can get now and try and snap it up as quickly as you can.